Okay, bitches, listen up. I'm really excited about this week's 3 card spread because don't you always feel like it's a little dirty when I say 3 card spread? It's like a little inappropriate. You're welcome. So, welcome to my page. I'm Katie Rubin, Divine Light, Energy Healer, Channel Psychic, all the woo-woo things you can be. I'm all those things. I don't seem like it. Like, people never think I'm a woo-woo lady until I start talking. Like, and even when I do start talking, people think I'm a lesbian lawyer. That's what they think. I'm just not. I'm not that. I'm very woo. Deep in the woo. Now, this week, I was just sitting in the Akashic Records. As many of you know, I like to open the records. And what I do for these readings, these spreads, is I like to open the records of whoever will benefit most from the reading. So I say to the beings of light, hey, whoever's going to benefit the most from this reading, let's open their records. And then I shuffle while I'm in the space of the records, and then I come up with your 3-card spread. Now, we've got a really cool one that I'm excited about. This one's a little wacky. It's kind of all over the place, like me. In the recent past card, we have the Peaks of Joy card, but upside downy style. What the fuck does that mean? We're going to find out. In the middle position, we've got the Ghostlands card. I know what this one's about. This is about being in the present moment. Interestingly, the Be in the Present Moment card is sitting in the present moment position. Pow. Universe being real on the nose. Now, the Outcome card, or what's right around the corner, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. This is a magical freaking card. See, it has the word magical in it. It has the magic is in the card. Okay, it says, it's called the Magical Map Shifter. Let's read what the deck has to say about what the hell all this means. So we have the Peaks of Joy card in the recent past. Another thing I'm always holding the intention with and when I pull these cards for y'all folks is, what the question I'm asking, as it were, is, what do people need to know right now? What has just been happening for people on their spiritual journey? What is presently happening for people on their spiritual journey, and what's around the corner? So the recent past with the 33 Peaks of Joy, upside downy style, is the following. Do you rely, the book says, too heavily on your material achievements when you assess how happy you are? Perhaps you say, I'll be happy when I meet the right lover, make the right amount of money, reach my ideal weight, and so on. Yeah, I've never done any of that. Why wait to arrive at the perfect destination before allowing yourself to experience sheer delight? Isn't that great? This is a day for joy. What? Take a walk, listen to the songbirds, scratch a kitty's head, play with a dog, look at a baby. This is what it says. I'm not making this up. It's right in here. And be in awe of life, which leads to a true sense of bliss. Be alive, be grateful, and know that happiness is an inside job. Look at you, Peaks of Joy upside down, being a wisdom teacher. Enjoy the freaking moment and have fun, even if you're 10 pounds chubbier than you'd like to be, Katie Rubin. Even if you were making a lot more money in California and somehow now you feel happier and you don't quite understand why, Katie Rubin, it's because of this wisdom teaching that the universe has provided. Present moment, the Ghostlands card. Lots of ghosts in the Ghostlands card. In the present moment, after we've had joy and pleasure from reminding ourselves in the recent past that not everything is about what the bank account says and not everything's about getting to the perfect, whatever. And you've had so much joy in your life as a result of not buying into those lies. We move to the present moment where we read, you can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you live in the here and now. Dummy. It doesn't say dummy, but I think it should. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. I've never done that before. Rarely do the present and future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. Hallelujah. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there. Yet, you can take measured steps toward a goal or dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. That's what it says right here. Live fully in the present. The now is the most important and most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. Well, this spread this week wasn't written for me at all, except that it was 100% written for me. Anybody else relate? Stay in the present moment. Particularly, I don't know if you guys find this, but when good stuff is happening, for me, it's like I can future trip hard when good stuff is happening. When challenging stuff is happening, I usually get busy like handling it. But when good stuff is happening, I'm like, oh, it's so good. How's it going to be tomorrow? What's going to happen later? Blah, 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 blah. What does the future hold? And then I go, and where are your feet, Katie Rubin? Where are your feet? Your feet are in the present moment. So be where your feet are. The outcome, if we notice the recent past, peaks of joy, upside down, we're in the present moment now. We're not future tripping like crazy junky maniacs that we can sometimes be. What we're going to wind up with right around the corner, according to the spiritual Akashic astrological omens, we're going to wind up with the magical map shifter. Such a good card, you guys. Such a good card. Spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny. When the magical map shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission. That was a song for you. To make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Oh boy. Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be. Or someone that leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. Wow, no big deal. The magical map shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. I don't know what else you people need. This is one of the best spreads I've ever pulled. So I don't know how to help you if this doesn't excite you. If this doesn't excite you, I don't know what's happening in your reality. I can't help you. We get to pay attention, it says, to who comes into your life. A soulmate person, a person who can change your reality, somebody who's going to initiate you into higher states of consciousness in your reality. Have you been paying attention? No, that's okay. This is in the coming around the corner stage, the future right around the corner. Pay attention. Who shows up? They might just be more important than you think they are. And, you know, this brings to mind a spiritual teaching I learned in the first energy healing school I went to. I've been to 3 of them. They were each 4 years long. I've done a lot of work. And this is what happens when you do a lot of work. You get this crazy. You're welcome. One of my teachers said, or sort of like a concept I've run into a lot that has proven itself to be quite real in my reality, is that when somebody shows up as a spiritual teacher in your life, or when someone shows up who's carrying energies or consciousness that's going to forward you in your development as a person, those people do not look like the pictures you have in your head about what you think they should look like. So you may be looking for, you know, a life partner or a business partner or a house or a dog or whatever that looks like what you've decided it should look like. Meanwhile, some entirely different energy shows up and knocks you on your socks. The question is, are you willing to receive what's come into your path, and ask yourself if the difference in the pictures you had versus what's showing up, is that difference actually maybe possibly for your benefit and your highest good? And might you be willing to release and let go of your pictures for the sake of stepping into something even bigger and better than you could have even created in your big, fancy brain machine? because so often I can only speak for my own experience and the experience of my hundreds of clients I've worked with and friends I've had and everybody on the path that I know. When magic shows up and it doesn't match our pictures, our task is to really question the pictures, not to question the thing that showed up per se. It's question your own pictures. Now, this came up in a healing with someone on my podcast actually last night. We were talking about this idea of pictures. By the way, why are you not listening to the podcast yet? Do you listen to the podcast? It's fucking funny. It's very entertaining. And we open the Akashic Records and do like a big channeled healing and reading every time for a new guest. So I don't know what else you've been busy with, but stop it. The podcast is called All the Answers, and you can get it everywhere you get podcasts, and it's freaking free. So put the computer down and go listen to All the Answers on the podcast. Now, we were talking on the podcast yesterday for the person I was reading for about the idea that her question was, how do I clear my pictures? How do I liberate myself from my pictures? Because it's one thing to understand that the projections we have about what we think the future should look like suck and shouldn't be listened to, but it's another to actually understand how to actually be free of them. Now, here's what I know about this. You can consciously, with your mind, decide to not believe in the pictures that are showing up that you're projecting into your future, and you can decide with your mind not to buy in. But what I have found and what is true in my reality is that even if with my big, powerful computer brain, I decide I'm not going to believe these pictures, I'm going to stay open to other images that arrive in reality, I have found that the energy of the pictures still is driving my psyche and my unconscious mind and heart. Did you know that your heart has an unconscious as well as your mind? They both do. And the unconscious of the heart is very powerful, and it is filled with pictures from the past, from your programming as a child, from the programming that the culture gives us, and from other wackier versions of programming that I'm not going to get into today because it's real crazy stuff. Now, how do you clear the pictures on your heart that are causing you to unconsciously operate from your unconscious heart and make fucked up choices for yourself? That's where, in my humble experience, nothing works but a direct spiritual connection. When you have Gnostic union with the divine, Gnostic union meaning direct physical, visceral communion with the light of source itself, that light, or you could say the light of the universe, or the light of love, or the light of divinity, or oneness, or unity consciousness, or the light of the tree of life, whatever words you like. When you have physical, visceral, Gnostic union in your heart with that light through an actual spiritual practice, the light itself dissolves those pictures. Now, there are different ways to access that light, of course, and there are different ways to erase your pictures. Some people can do it through therapy, I notice, but it's never like therapy without spirit mixed in. I find that just like transmitting divine light directly into the pictures, just boom, like eviscerates them and obliterates them quickly. Whereas therapy can be a little slower. So I prefer quick acting things. That's why I am an energy healer. And that's why I work with energy healers when I have to transform something inside myself. KatieRubin.com/energy healing when you're ready to clear some of your pictures. But either way, however you go about it, you've got to find the image that you're projecting into the future, that you've bought into the notion that that picture is the only thing that can be for you to be happy. Bring the light of source to that picture and allow the light to transmute that picture into whatever source, God, the divine, would have it transmute into. And that's where the surrender piece comes in, and where we can't be so attached to outcomes that we're not able to change and receive new input. So, don't listen to your pictures. Question your pictures. Wonder about your pictures. Get curious about the origins of your pictures. Whose ideas are your pictures actually? Did that come from mommy or daddy or America or movies or your sister or your cousin or your family somewhere along the lineage? Did it come from a past life? Are you carrying some karma from some deep woo-woo crazy shit that happened millennia ago that you don't even know about? Let's clear it. KatieRubin.com/energy healing. In the meantime, at least use the big computer of your brain to diagnose, recognize, and question the pictures on your heart so that you can stay open to receiving the magic. Look, it's called the magical map shifter. It's not called the no big deal map shifter. Don't you want magic in your life? Okay, fine. Then be in the present. Don't project too much to the future. Remember that getting to your skinny place and your fucking financial goals and finding the perfect person is not, you don't have to wait to be happy until those things happen. Right now, you're going to be happy because you're going to choose it and you're going to stay in the moment, and that's going to facilitate that. And then as a result, you get this motherfucker in your life. Don't you want this motherfucker in your life? Listen, if your pictures could have created for you what makes you happy, wouldn't they have done so already? I love you. Be in touch. All the Answers podcast. It's free. What are you doing? Listen to it. Jesus Christ. KatieRubin.com/energy healer.